What's up, good people? What's good? It's your boy ZTR back again with a video, and this is it. We're here with the playoffs, and I'm gonna pretty much be making my predictions because I definitely see that there's a lot of changes to the league. I see a lot more teams than there have been in the last 10 years. I see they're doing things differently because there's certain teams on here that really don't belong on this list. Because I'll be honest, man, I don't really want to see the Steelers going against no KC. That's not even a good matchup at all. Okay, I'd rather that be in Indianapolis or even the LA Chargers, but the LA Chargers screwed themselves up. They didn't take care of their business against Vegas. But other than that, this is my predictions. Okay, and this is going into the first round. Now, for those who have been subscribed to our channel, you've seen that I've been accurate with most of my football predictions because I know my sports. I show you the magazines that I read, the material that I read every season, and I tell everybody, okay, if you go put money on these games, don't go by conspiracy theory. Don't use gematria. You're gonna fail every time. Don't go by the league. Don't say it's scripted, because if you script it, you should be gambling. Period. Because yeah, these referees, you know, they can have a bad call, but these teams still got to score. The offense still got to score a touchdown. The defense still got to make a play. They got to make a turnover. They got to force a fourth down. Because if not, you're not going to win the game. See, everybody like to put blame on the referees, right? You like to say it's scripted and rigged, but nobody wants to put blame on the players themselves for allowing that to happen. At the end of the day, these players are the ones who got to go out there and perform. Like, these coaches got to prepare a game plan. When one team loses, it's everybody losing. Ain't no one person above the team. I am somebody who's played. So let me just get that out the way before I continue. I'm somebody who's played this game, and I've been around other professional athletes who've also played football and on the NFL level. Shouts out to Inglewood Blackhawks with Tony Tasha Reed. They have a dynasty over there in the league. They have had their teams play in. All right. You know, I've been through college ball. No, I've been through semi-pro, high school. So even Pop Warner. The game is played the same, just a different way of playing it. Okay? But let's get down to business, shall we? We're going to start to the bottom up. Okay? And then we're going to work our way to the top. First off, right here. This is a brand new matchup. I love it when I see new matchups. Okay? I understand people get tired of seeing the same teams, but let me explain this too going forward. And just side note, okay? The reason why you see the same teams every year because other teams in the division are weak. They just got bad management. The GM, owner, and the president are not making the right roster decisions. For example, the Jaguars would have made the playoffs. The Jaguars would have been here instead of the Raiders. But Urban Meyer, they didn't give him a chance. Okay, I feel Urban Meyer got, like John Gruden, he got screwed over because of some stupid scandal. And Urban Meyer got in trouble on his day off. The man wasn't even the man was nowhere in the building when he got in trouble. Okay? And even for the Raiders, this team has the most drama. I'm gonna tell you now, if the Raiders wind up going all the way, if they do, and I do say if, they have the most I'll say they have the best success story out of everybody because they've had the most drama. This is a team who's had John Gruden fired, which I believe that was just some BS. You can't fire a man over private emails that was confidentiality to him and the person you were sending them to. They just need an excuse to fire that dude. I told you about that already in my Keyshawn Johnson video that I did on that situation. Then you had Henry Ruggs go to jail, and this is a man who pretty much got high. He was under influence. He was driving well over the speed limit, going 150 miles per hour. He wound up killing somebody, and he endangered his passenger, his girlfriend. It wasn't about the grace of God. His girlfriend survived. But that young man's going to be spending the next 75 plus years behind bars. Then he just had another athlete go to jail behind drugs. Or been kicked off the team because he couldn't leave the drugs or weed alone. Okay? But I must admit, them picking up Deshaun Jackson, that was the best move. Because he was the veteran receiver they were missing. That was supposed to be Antonio Brown, but AB chose to do what he did. Yeah, AB might be crazy, but the man got a ring at the end of the day. He does have a championship ring. And I'm going to get to him when I get to the Buccaneers. But yeah, Raiders versus Cincinnati. Now, I will say, man, Cincinnati, and I've said that for those who watch my tier list, I told you Cincinnati got a nice, decent team. They got a lot of young talent over there. They're very fast. They got a lot of speed. Because Tyler Boyd is nice. He's excellent. I also like Chase as well. And then Burrow. Again, this is a Burrow who was MVP going. He was the Heisman Trophy winner. Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, LSU defeated Clemson too. So the man not only won the Heisman, but he also has a BCS National Championship under his belt. And again, drafted his team last year. Burrow is definitely the person you build around. You know, Cincinnati done found their offense. But I'm going to go with the Raiders because I feel the Raiders got a lot more in the game. And not because my cousin Jonathan Hankins is playing on that team, but the Raiders they're stacked. I was looking at I just saw them during week 1 when they played against the Ravens. The Raiders can go toe. They match up well against a majority of the teams. Okay, and the Raiders have been winning a lot of their games. I saw the way they beat my Cowboys. That shows me off the top they was ready for these playoffs. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna go Vegas because don't get me wrong, Cincinnati they're good, but they still need some more pieces. They still got to develop. I think this will give Cincinnati a chance to see what it's like for the playoffs. So both teams are in the playoffs for the first time. Remember, the Raiders ain't been to the playoffs since Jack Del Rio was their head coach, and that was in 2016. That was the first year I came on YouTube, matter of fact. Yeah, but I got the Raiders. I got Raiders beating Cincinnati on this one. You know, Josh Jacobs is an absolute beast. You got Deshaun Jackson. You got Jonathan Hankins. You got Ryan Nassib. Again, Raiders got some. Those are that team is full of first-round draft picks. They're basically like the Cleveland Browns was last year. And by the way, man, Cleveland they disappoint me. Okay, that shows you how bad that management is. Because for a team that beat the Steelers last year, for Pittsburgh to going back again this year and not them, that's just sad. But that's a video for another day. Next up, we got a very we got the best matchup in one of the better matchups in this weekend. We got New England and we got Buffalo. That's gonna be a very close game. They're gonna have a game like Georgia had against Alabama. By the way, shouts out to the Bulldogs. They finally beat the Alabama Crimson Tide and got their revenge on Nick Saban. Okay, that was all defense. The Georgia Bulldogs wore Alabama out defensively because Alabama had to rely on their younger guys. That's a team that's lost a majority of their talent. Their seniors are gone. They already went to the NFL, majority of them, and that's a team full of freshmen and sophomores. But again, Georgia pulled it off. They battle tested. They still strong. They did it. This game is gonna come down to a defensive battle, but I gotta go with Josh Allen. Only because Buffalo's the more experienced out of these two teams. Remember, this is a Patriots team that's in the playoffs for like the first time. A majority of veterans going. Like Julian Edelman's pretty much retired. Hightower's getting older, and Colin McCourty, Devin and Jason McCourty, they're getting older now. They're still solid because Bill Belichick spent $144 million to get the free agent they got, but at the same time too, man, Buffalo has been in here, man, the last 2 seasons in a row. That Buffalo roster is still intact. They didn't really lose too many guys else. And then you still got Stephon Diggs you got to really worry about. He's going to be the X factor of these playoffs of that team. Right? You still got Cole Beasley. You got Singletary is good. That defense is stacked. I told you about them already. And the Buffalo got one of the better defenses. Like, again, some of the best defensive line. Don't get me wrong now. Mac Jones is definitely going to be Rookie of the Year. I like what he's done with that team. I like the fact that it only took Bill Belichick a year to rebuild. And by the way, Cam Newton had his chance. I'm going to say that now. It's been proven now. Mac Jones was the better pick. Because I know a lot of people like to bring up racism every time somebody like Cam Newton gets cut. Or in this case, Brian Flores got cut for the Miami Dolphins. Brian Flores deserved to get fired. I'm going to be very honest. How you go from 10-5, barely missing the playoffs, and then you don't go at all this year? Even then, man, both Miami had a chance to pass up Cincinnati and Vegas to get in there. Because like I said, man, before, I don't agree with Pittsburgh getting in at all. But again, man, yeah, Mac Jones is just a better quarterback. Plus, he's serious. Mac Jones is hungry. He got a chip on his shoulder. He's trying to earn it, man. The problem with Cam Newton, he's not serious enough at all. And one of my old coworkers from my previous site I worked on, he was a big Patriots fan. His name was Arturo. We call him Art Guzman. Big Patriot fan, by the way. He even said it, man. The reason why Belichick cut Cam Newton is Cam Newton was was trying to joke around and play around. He wasn't serious enough at all. He didn't take it seriously. I understand Cam got a personality, but it's down to business. Bill Belichick likes to win. And Bill Belichick would like nothing more than to face Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. He really would. But I feel he's not going to get that. He's not going to ever get that chance. I feel this would be I think the Buccaneers lose this year, especially if they got to play Green Bay in that second round. But I'm gonna get to them. But I got Buffalo beat New England. They're the better experienced team. That's a veteran team, right? The Patriots that team has just put together this year, and they've been gelling because Bill Belichick is a good strategist, and he knows how to put together a game plan. But Patriots got a lot of guys that's played with each other first time. Plus, Mac Jones has got to go against playoff pressure. This ain't regular season pressure. The Bills are a much different team when they're in the playoffs. I'm gonna tell you that now. And they're my pick. I'm telling you, Buffalo is my pick to go all the way. I'm just calling it right now. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna be bold. They're my pick. Buffalo could definitely beat the rest of Buffalo could definitely beat the Raiders and the Bengals. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Buffalo has the best chance of reaching the Super Bowl. They're definitely better than these two teams. For sure, they could beat Kansas City if they face each other for a second time. If Buffalo runs into Kansas City, like in these in AFC Championship, they'll definitely win. Like I said, Buffalo has the best chance of reaching the Super Bowl. Pittsburgh's no match. And matter of fact, let me get this out the way. I got KC blowing out Pittsburgh. Again, Benny Roth got to go. It's over now. He should, like, honestly, man, if I might tell him, I wouldn't even have started him. I would have benched Benny Roth this season and put in either Dwayne Haskins or Mason Rudolph. The problem with Big Ben is he taking up too much he's taking up the time of those younger guys. That's all he is. He's becoming a hindrance. You got other quarterbacks on that team that need a chance to start and be the face of the team, man. His time is up already. You're not going to go to no Super Bowl with him. And the problem, because again, the dude is out of shape. Let's just be honest. He's a big old cow. He's pretty much a big old walking target. Big Ben can't escape out the pocket at all, and Kansas City got one of the best defensive lines with Chandler Jones. Or Chris Chandler. That's another thing, yeah. With Chandler, dude, you got to be careful, dude. Kansas City ain't nothing to be playing around with. They lost last year. Andy Reid wants to get back. He wants to get back to that AFC Championship game. This is Mahomes' league now. You still got the Honey Badger over there, Tyrann Mathieu. Okay? Travis Kelce. You still got Tyreek Hill. Kansas City still got the majority of the guys from last year. They didn't really lose much else. And I told you that already off the top. KC didn't really lose too many. They got most of that team there. And Pittsburgh barely made it on the head of their chinny chin chin. Now Najee Harris is I like Najee. He's definitely box office. Okay, so you got something to work with there out of Alabama. I think you still got veteran Joe Hayden over there, but that team cannot compete. Now, y'all saw the way Cleveland did them. Kansas City finna do this team much worse. Oh, no, Mahomes ain't finna lose to no Steelers team. And honestly, and I'm going to do a separate video of this, I think it's time for Mike Tomlin to resign. Okay? Especially if you lose to this Kansas City team. If he lose to the Chiefs, it's over. If I'm the Roonies, I'm finna resign. I'm basically telling Mike Tomlin, your time is up. You're done. Again, I would rather that have been Indianapolis. The Colts deserved to be in this first round against Kansas City, especially the way Jonathan Taylor was playing. Okay? The Colts have earned their position. I don't know why. The Colts should not even be out the playoffs. I'm just being very honest. The Colts would make a better matchup than Steelers. And again, nothing against Steelers fans, but you're not championship ready. And you're definitely not going to beat the Tennessee Titans. And let's say they do somehow get past Kansas City. Tennessee has shut down defense. That's Mike Vrabel. This is the same Mike Vrabel that the first year he got to the playoffs with that team, they not only beat Tom Brady, who was the defending Super Bowl champions, they knocked him off, but they beat the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson being the MVP of the league. With all his guys, his starters was rested. Okay? Again, I'm tired of seeing Ben Roethlisberger. I wouldn't say nothing if this was Dwayne Harris or Mason Rudolph or the guy they called the Dunk. Any one of those quarterbacks that are starting, I wouldn't have a problem. But again, man, it's time for that dude to go. I'm serious. You're not beating Kansas City. I got Kansas City blowing out. So I got Kansas City going against Tennessee in the next round. And it's going to be between Buffalo and Vegas. in round 2. That's my first round predictions. Now, let's go over here to the NFC. Now, off the top, and let the record show, and y'all could check my you can go on my channel, right? I predict the Arizona Cardinals is going to make the playoffs. Long before Zach Ertz, before they made the trade for Zach Ertz, before they picked up AJ Green, right? I said it. That team was going to was going to make the playoffs because again they had DeAndre Hopkins. That's one of the reasons why Deshaun Watson is in the trouble he is now. He don't want to be there. Okay, once you gave Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, that was going to be the X factor. Then on top of that, you wind up picking up James Conner too. And by the way, look at James Conner now. James Conner left Pittsburgh, and Arizona has the better chance of reaching the Super Bowl than Pittsburgh does. I'm gonna tell you that now. Oh yeah, and let the record show too before I continue. Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, and James Harrison all left Pittsburgh and have had better success on other teams. Matter of fact, Le'Veon and AB duked it out last year in that Super Bowl. Ex-teammates of the Steelers. James Conner left. Look where he is. The Arizona Cardinals are a far better football team. James Harrison left Pittsburgh, went to New England the year they beat Atlanta. They came back from being down 26-0. I believe he was on that team, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I could go back and check, but I believe James Harrison was on that squad. Of course, CFS hated him for going over there, but the man wanted to win a ring. He's tired. The man don't want to lose. But getting back to LA versus Arizona, I'm easily taking Arizona in this matchup. I don't trust Matt Stafford at all. Now, if y'all watch the last 2 games, the Ravens almost this is the thing, man. For a Ravens team that got the most injuries, they got like 14 guys on injury reserve, including Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has been hurt ever since he injured his ankle. He ain't been back since. For a team with another brother on that they got a third string quarterback. This wasn't even RG3. They got another guy on depth chart, another black quarterback, by the way. I think his name is Hundley or something like that. It starts with an H. I'm not all the way sure. I gotta y'all give me 1 second. Let me Google this. Who is the Ravens' third string quarterback?
Josh Johnson. According to Yahoo Sports, the Baltimore Ravens added backup quarterback Tyler Huntley to the reserve COVID-19 list, the team announced Saturday, making third-string quarterback and former Bengal Josh Johnson the team's starting quarterback for Sunday's AFC North showdown between the Ravens and Bengals at Paul Brown Stadium.
Yeah, now the Bengals actually beat the Ravens to get to that position, but yeah, Tyler Huntley's black, and then Josh Johnson is now their 4th black quarterback. And that's another thing. This is why I don't want nobody to talk about racism at all. That's now 4 brothers that started on the Baltimore Ravens in the last 3 years. Ever since they let go Flacco, you now have 3 black quarterbacks. 4 black men, 4 black quarterbacks, men of color, have started for the Baltimore Ravens. And for owner Steve Bisciotti, that's now 5 because it started with whatchamacallit, Steve McNair before he died. 07 to 2009, Steve McNair was the first black quarterback who ever started for that franchise. If I'm not mistaken, because before him it was Kyle Boyler. But again, in the last 3 seasons, there's now been 4 brothers that have played for the Baltimore Ravens as a quarterback. Y'all need to cut that racism out. I don't want to hear that no more. No more excuses for that at all. Okay? But now, the Ravens almost beat that Rams team. The Rams barely beat them by 1. With the most injuries as y'all now have seen. Then on top of that, against the 49ers overtime, Matt Stafford does a Tony Romo and gets picked off. Well, ODB literally got the man beat deep. Okay? Matt Stafford just showed his age that he don't have to arm strip no more at all. Okay? The man got picked off by a young cornerback. A guy that's probably like a sophomore. Ain't been around the league that long, dude. Again, had Matt Stafford had the arm strength, like if that had been Jared Goff, again they would have scored that last touchdown. Jared Goff would have connected to he would have connected with Beckham Jr. Matter of fact, had the Rams been smart and they exchanged Jared Goff over to Chicago and wind up picking up Justin Fields from Ohio State, or even went out to Trey Lance or even Trevor Lawrence, Jacksonville would have easily taken Jared Goff. Jared Goff would have been better off in Jacksonville, matter of fact. Okay, but they would have got Trevor Lawrence again. Trevor Lawrence would have connected with ODB. Matt Stafford is an older guy, man. That man been playing since 2009, 2010. Okay, Stafford is he's on his way out. Like Benny Roth, dude, he's done, dude. He's an older guy. He don't fit in with today's league. He don't got the speed like that no more. He don't got the arm strength. Again, he does that against Arizona. He's not going to win. I got Arizona beating them definitely on Monday. And that's a divisional rivalry too. Oh, yeah, Arizona can definitely beat them. And I understand they don't have J.J. Watt. He's out for the season, but they got a lot of other guys over there. Okay? Again, Arizona is stacked. But again, I predict Arizona's going to make the playoffs last year. At the end of last year's playoffs. Before Brady even won that Super Bowl, I said Arizona was going to be the team. They was going to be the surprise team coming out. And they came out hot. All right? So, yeah, I got Arizona beating the Rams. Now, this is the most historic matchup, especially me being a Cowboys fan. We got San Francisco versus Dallas. Now, everybody know about San Francisco and Dallas. That's the tale of two cities. Okay, there's a lot of history going down since the 70s. So you got Joe Montana and Roger Staubach, and then later on, Steve Young versus Troy Aikman. Right? You've had Deion Sanders versus Michael Irvin. Right? Ronnie Lott. You've had Emmitt Smith. Okay? Jerry Rice. Jay Novacek. Like this is history in the making. Okay? It's definitely gonna be a physical game. It's gonna be a high score game, but I got Dallas beating San Francisco only because for the simple fact it's Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy don't. One thing about Dallas, they don't lose first round matchups. And this is the first time where Jimmy Garoppolo got to go into a tougher matchup. See, last time Jimmy G was in the playoffs, they was like the first seed. They had clinched. Right? Now it's not that easy. They got a tough road ahead of them. I believe Dallas wants Arizona in a rematch. And for those that saw that game, even though Arizona beat Dallas, they barely defeated them. It came down to the last. They only beat them by like 5 or 3 points. Dallas was in position to win that game. But I'm gonna say this: Dak Prescott gonna have to prove himself because you paid all that money. Dak Prescott's paid Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and Russell Wilson type money. You gotta win. But I do believe Dallas just got the deeper coaching staff because you got Dan Quinn and you got McAdoo over there. Okay, and Trayvon Diggs was Stephon's little brother. That man has 11 interceptions. That's a career high for him. That's a league record. You got Michael Parsons that proved to be the best first round draft pick that Jerry Jones has actually gotten since Ezekiel Elliott. And you got CeeDee Lamb, another first round draft pick. Right? Even though you don't got Michael Gallup, which hurts. Okay, they still got you still got other weapons. You still got Cooper. You Amari Cooper. But don't sleep on San Francisco, man. You still got Robbie Marshall, Deebo Samuel. Okay? I mean, they can still pound you away. Like I said, that defense gets physical with Joey Bosa. It's gonna be interesting with Bosa too, man. Like I want to see how Joey Bosa pairs off against Vander Esch. Who's gonna have the more sacks that game? Who's gonna have the most tackles? But yeah, I got Dallas because I believe Dallas wants Arizona, and that's another thing. Dallas could definitely beat Matt Stafford. I'm gonna tell you that now. The Rams, if they play the Cowboys, they might actually lose. Let's say the Rams do get past Arizona, they might actually lose to the Cowboys this time. Because again, Matt Stafford is under heavy pressure. The man struggled against the NFC North when he was in the same division as Aaron Rodgers. What makes you think he gonna do good against any different against the NFC West? That's even tougher. Yeah, Dallas definitely has a shot. If this is every year for the Cowboys to go all the way, it'll be this year. Because the way I'm looking at it again, man, like the Bills, the Cowboys can definitely beat. They have the potential to beat all these teams. But again, I'm not gonna keep my hopes that high. Because Dallas has struggled to get out the second round. But again, I will say this. If Dak Prescott can't lead this team past San Francisco, or if they can't get out the second round and beat either Arizona or the Rams, because the Cowboys need it from both of these teams anyway. Right? Let's just face it. The last time the Cowboys was in the second round against the Rams, they got blown out. by Aaron Donald and them when they had Todd Gurley. Okay? You see how Arizona beat them. Again, that Prescott going to have to prove himself. Or else he wasn't worth more money Jerry Jones is paying him. But I got Dallas over San Francisco because, again, Cowboys is my team, so I got to stay true to my team. And I'm not trying to sound biased, but they are technically the better team. They do have a higher record. Even though records really don't mean nothing in these playoffs. Again, they've had the better season. San Francisco had to really fight their way to get in there, and I commend them for that. But Dallas has the better coach. Like Mike McCarthy is way better than Kyle Shanahan, without a doubt. And now we got Buccaneers versus Philly. Brady should be able to win that game. I'm being real honest, man. Like, you should be able to win that game. Okay, yeah, AB is not going to play no more. And again, AB may be very controversial. The man may have a lot going on in his head. The man may be crazy. But again, he at the end of the day, he won a Super Bowl ring. He won a championship for the first time. But again, I think Buccaneers will do this because Buccaneers, they do got a defense that can match up well against Philly. And Philly, like Pittsburgh, like Philly's not ready for the playoffs just yet. I mean, he barely made it in, okay? But they're not ready yet. I think they're not quite ready. I think Tampa Bay should. That's the easiest matchup. They gave Brady an easy matchup against them. Because Jalen Hurts, again, we got to see how he does. Because Jalen's in the same position as Mac Jones. He's in the playoffs for the very first time. Even though Hurts came in a season before Mac Jones, again, he's up against one of the hardest defense league. This is the defending champions. It's not going to be easy at all. Okay, but Dallas Goedert could still do something. He's still effective. I mean, yeah, you don't have Zach Ertz anymore. You still got Goddard. Okay, they got something there to work with. Again, it's this is almost a young Eagles team. They're very young. Yeah, I got Tampa pulling away in this one. Like I said, I don't know if it's gonna be that close. Because at +2, man, Philly don't got the defensive line Washington has. Like, if Philly's defensive line was halfway as good as Washington is, they may have a chance. But again, man, Philly barely made it in. And this is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer team that still got Leonard Fournette. Well, Leonard Fournette's out for the season. See, that's gonna hurt too, man. Even though you don't got Fournette, you still got Giovanni Bernard. You still got Bernard. You still got Gronkowski. You still got O.J. Howard. Mike Evans is still effective. Okay, you still got to worry about Mike Evans on your scouting report. But yeah, I got Tampa Bay advancing. They'll beat Philadelphia because that's an easy match for them. That's pretty much a warm-up. Brady is Brady. Okay? Now, the next matchup is going to be interesting because they're going to have to face Green Bay in a rematch. I see that now. Green Bay is waiting for them. They're definitely not beating Green Bay. Not this time. In a second-round matchup, Green Bay should be able to get that. And matter of fact, this is my prediction. I got Dallas versus Green Bay in the NFC Championship game. All right? Like I said, I'm not putting my hopes too high. But I believe Dallas has the better shot. They have the better coaching staff. But again, man, I could be wrong, but yeah, in the NFC, I got Arizona versus Dallas in the second round matchup because the Rams are not going to beat this team. Unless the Rams defense tighten up and Matt Stafford connect with his receivers, again, because all Arizona going to do is going to look at how San Francisco's defense played them. Because the fact that San Francisco took them to overtime like that, man, is just like, come on now. The fact that he got picked off, again, you can't trust him. So I got Arizona and Dallas in the second round matchup. I believe Dallas could pretty much beat Arizona this time. I believe they have to do it. Because remember, it's hard to be a team twice in one season, especially going to the playoffs. And now Green Bay is definitely beating Tampa Bay. All right, I believe Green Bay is going to get Tampa Bay. They'll definitely beat them this time. Green Bay's not going out like they did last year. There's guys that would love to knock Brady off. I'm telling you right now, the team not going to allow Brady to keep going back to these Super Bowls. They not. And let me say this too. Rick, NFL breakdowns, he better hope Brady, again, he better pray and hope Brady does make it to no Super Bowl and compete for 8. Because let's say the Philadelphia beats him in an upset game, which again is very possible. Yeah, even though I know Philly's odds is like 9-1 against Brady, but anything can happen. It's any given Sunday. But again, Green Bay is going to pretty much end Brady in the second round. Especially if Philly gives Brady a fight and it's close, again, man, they're going to be, because again, remember, Tampa Bay's going in with injuries. Leonard Fournette is out. Antonio Brown's not going to play. They also lost another guy, too. They lost Goodwin. Yeah, Godwin's not playing no more. He's also out for the season. So they already lost 3 key starters. So this team is not as strong. They're not as strong as it was last year. Okay? So Green Bay is looking forward to them. Green Bay is not even looking at Philly at all. They're looking at Brady. Okay? And this I know for a fact. If McCarthy gets to Aaron Rodgers, he's going to beat him. I'm going to tell you now. Mike McCarthy would love to get revenge on Aaron Rodgers. Because Aaron Rodgers is the reason why Mike McCarthy got fired. That's another reason why I'm picking Dallas. Because Mike McCarthy is the best head coach. Let's just call it for what it is. Out of all the head coaches that's currently in NFC, Mike McCarthy is the best coach. He has the better resume. Because still to this day, Matt LaFleur has not gotten into a Super Bowl at all. He's lost 2 NFC championships in a row. The Eagles don't have Doug Peterson going into these playoffs. It's a brand new head coach. That's another thing, man. Okay? Yeah, Bruce Arians won it last year, but the man is missing 3 key starters on offense. The Niners is good. Don't get me wrong. Now, the Niners is definitely a physical team, but again, Dallas is also deep. They also got defense. Okay? They got a bet. They got Dallas is also loaded. And then you look at the Rams messed up when they traded Jared Goff for Matt Stafford. That screwed them up. And the problem with Arizona, their defense ain't look. Arizona been losing a little bit of momentum as of recently. Don't get me wrong. Now, I said they would make the playoffs, and that's commendable. But Dallas should be able to beat them in a. They got to face Dallas in a rematch. The way Arizona's been looking, they haven't been looking as effective as they was. They have lost like 3. They lost like 3 out of the last 4 games in the last like 5 weeks. Yeah, I think they won 3 out of 2. And that was a team I projected was going to get the first seed. Yeah, Kyler Murray got injured. They lost some momentum there. But yeah, it's going to be Dallas versus Green Bay in the NFC Championship game for the first time since the 90s. I think this will be a matchup since like 95, 96, 94. Those 2 teams go way back. And in the AFC, I got Buffalo versus Tennessee in the AFC Championship game. Because the Bills will definitely beat all of these teams here. Okay? The only reason why I'm putting them above New England, because again, Mac Jones is young. He got to go against a veteran defense. This defense shut down Lamar Jackson last year. Again, yeah, Lamar might have got his revenge against Tennessee, but Buffalo brought him back to earth. They said, nah, dude, you ain't better than us. I saw the way they locked down Lamar. Lamar had no answer for that defense at all. This is a defense who kept Baltimore completely out of the end zone. All Baltimore did was put up 3 points. They beat him by 2 or 3 touchdowns, 2 or 3 possessions. Again, man, Mac Jones is he's going to struggle against that defense. This is Buffalo's best chance to ever get back to the Super Bowl. Now, how they do against Tennessee, that remains to be seen. But even there, man, Tennessee, okay. So as far as the second round, yeah, I got Buffalo beating either Cincinnati or the Vegas Raiders, but Kansas City is still you still can't knock Mahomes. You can't knock Mahomes at all. I'm gonna say it's gonna be I got Kansas City beating Tennessee because again, the only way Tennessee will go all the way, Derrick Henry has to be 100%. Derrick Henry's come off an injury. So we don't know what type of Derrick Henry you're going to get. That's the only reason why I'm still iffy on Tennessee. They definitely got the defense. I like Mike Vrabel's coaching. And Tennessee could definitely beat Kansas City, but again, it's not going to be easy. It's going to still be a dogfight. Actually, yeah, I got Tennessee. I think Kansas City loses to Tennessee. That's just my gut feeling. The way Tennessee defense is played, defense wins championships. And Dante Foreman has gotten some playing time. So Dante Foreman has got a taste of what's like. He ain't did a bad job there. Dante Foreman did fairly decent. So, yeah, I got Tennessee beating Kansas City in the second round. I got Buffalo versus Tennessee in the AFC Championship game. And I got Dallas versus Green Bay in the NFC Championship game. Right? So that's my predictions for now. Okay? When it gets down to the conference championship is when I'm going to make my Super Bowl predictions. But as of right now, that's the bracket. I thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you so much for this channel. Y'all stay blessed, stay tuned as always. I'll see you very